Welcome to the Hot Rod Hangout Podcast.
Whoop whoop.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Ashley.
And tonight we got another builder on from the High Class Trash Build Off. Jason and Cody Knight, what's going on, man?
Well, not much. Yeah.
How's the weather up there?
Wasn't bad today. It was 45.
Oh, that's not bad.
Well, yesterday was, I think, 15, the high.
Yeah, no, that's not high. So, I know Cody's is going to be, you were into it. That's what drug you in. But, Jason, what originally got you into this crazy car obsession?
My dad did when I was a kid. He had an old Dodge Power Wagon that he built up and run around with him, and then just kind of loved that truck. And then being able to work with him, we had multiple different trucks and stuff, and always been into heavy equipment, working on cars and stuff like that my whole life.
All right. And the build off, how did you hear about it? You know, did you do the rat stock build off with the guys, or is this your first little swing at it?
One of the guys that I work with that works for O'Neill Steel, he did help somebody out last year, told me about it, and I said, that sounds kind of cool. Couldn't get into it then. I had some stuff going on with my hand that I had some problem with my hand, and didn't get a chance to go. And then he told me about this was going on, and he is in also. And so I told Cody about it, and we put our name in, and he told us. And so I told Cody, and that was it.
Sweet.
The search was on for a vehicle.
Have you found the vehicle yet?
Yes, we did. We found a 53 Chevy 5-window pickup truck.
All right. That's a big enough cab for a normal sized human being.
Yeah, it's going to be challenging for me and him, but we'll figure it out.
It's better than a 30s car, 29 30s cars. They were not built for average sized men of today's age.
That is for sure.
So what class are y'all in?
We are in the Newbie Class.
Okay. So do you have any other cars that you've kind of are there any other cars in the fleet, or is this kind of just I feel like we should build a rat rod?
No, I was trying to build a drag car for a while, and I kept on having some health issues, and I kept on putting it off in the back burner, and I just got rid of the car. And like I said, I heard about this, and I've always wanted a hot rod. I had my first truck was a 72 Chevy, 3/4 ton 4-wheel drive truck. And then I was able to get, when I was in California, I was able to get a 57 Chevy and got rid of that because I didn't have the money. I was a kid, 18 years old, didn't have the money to build that. And I was like, you know what, let's try this out. So that's what we did.
What are the plans for the 53?
When I bought the 53, it was on airbags. The partial airbags. So I've been looking at it and gonna do some different airbag setup in the back. It came with an engine, just a 350 turbo 350 engine for right now. For the build off part of it anyway, it'll just be that, and just kind of figure out what we can do in our budget.
Yeah, that's been one of the touching points, because the budget doesn't seem, the budget's not a lot. I'll be honest. And some of the stuff that comes out.
I scored on this truck because it had a brand new wiring harness with it, brand new radiator, and the rear airbags, all for like $25. So I scored on this truck.
See, y'all's marketplace is different than ours down here, because some of the deals that some of y'all that I've talked to, and it's like, oh, I picked this truck up for $500, or this body up for $500, and I'm like, I couldn't get a tire for $500 on our marketplace, and y'all, or somebody gave me this car for free, and I'm like, that doesn't exist here. I don't know where, but we have warmer weather, so.
Where are you guys out of?
Florida.
Oh, wow. That explains, yeah.
Yeah.
So our low is like 60 right now.
Yeah. I didn't want to rub it in, but our low today was like 64.
Yeah.
So
I wish, like, my friends in California were saying it was going to be like 60 there today. I'm like, you son of a.
That's a whole, but California, I'll be honest with you, California is the only one that's got us beaten weather-wise. Because
it does, and I'm from San Diego, so it's like the perfect weather.
Well, I was fortunate enough to get invited on a 10-day road trip, and we went from Montana to Sandpoint, Idaho, and then down the 101 into Santa Maria for the West Coast Customs Show. And I'll be honest, that weather was killer. You wake up, throw a hoodie on, go outside, everything's good. About 10:30, 11, you strip the hoodie off, you're in shorts and flip-flops and everything. It's fine. It's great. All day.
Yep.
I'm like, this is, but the one thing I did notice, and you can speak to this, the car culture there is severely different than it is here, severely different than it is up in the Northeast. Because, one of the cars that we took on the road trip was a really badass 55 Custom Crown Vic. And I took it up to the gas station to go get fuel. And, you pull up in a car here, you can't make it to the gas station without somebody saying, hey, nice car, or wanting to stop and talk to you. I laid the car out, walk away from it. I'm looking back at it like I'm big dog. Not one person even was like, oh, that's a nice car, or hey, nice, nothing. And I'm like, what the crap? And then later on, we had went and hung out with the Lowrider family, and they're like, what are you here for? And I'm like, the car show. And they're like, oh, we didn't know. And the father was telling us, he's like, this is normal. Like that, they don't even notice that there's more of them here, because this is just, everyone drives their cool, because you don't have to have a daily because it doesn't rain. The weather's always nice. It's great. I'm like, oh.
Yep.
We have to deal with rain.
It is, and it seems like they're always weekend. Like every little town has a weekend hot rod. Like the town where I'm from is called Escondido, California, and they have a weekly cruising grand. Every Friday night was cruising grand.
Yep.
And they came back, they started doing that, and it was just full of cars and full of people cruising cars. You had Harleys, you had old school, typical, you had rat rods, you had, $100,000 cars. You had, you name it, it was there.
Well, there's a reason that, not all, but a lot of the custom builders are out there. It definitely ain't the government that's keeping them there.
No.
Or taxes.
No.
Or
that is for sure, because a lot of people I know that I grew up with, like, man, if my business wasn't here and the car stuff they do, they'd be gone.
Oh yeah, and it's a shame because, like you said, it's every weekend. I was talking to the gentleman, and he's like, "Oh yeah, the cruise for the West Coast show, that's nothing compared to what tomorrow night's Main Street cruise is." And I was like, I just seen probably 500 of the baddest cars I've ever seen in my entire life, and you're telling me that it's nothing. I'm like, it was definitely an eye-opening experience, because going places, especially with this, going to shows or seeing other people do shows or putting on shows even, it's crazy to see the difference of support. Like last weekend, we went up to Georgia for a Toys for Tots, and here it's 30 or 40, 50 cars maybe. They had enough cars to get Georgia State Police to give them an escort. I'm like, what the?
Wow.
Like, it is huge. I was thinking, literally, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, go up. I'll throw out, we'll give out a couple stickers and hey, how's it going? And no, they know what they're doing up there. And then our car show, we got 100 people.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll be better. By the time this comes out, this will be long gone.
Yep.
But we put on a show at Big Daddy Don Garlits Museum of Drag Racing.
Oh, I've always wanted to go there in Ocala.
Yep. So we're about 45 minutes south of there.
He's one of my favorite drag racers.
If you haven't made it, you definitely need to come check it out.
That's on my bucket list for sure. I got a friend that lives there.
Okay.
From California also.
Tell him January 3rd he needs to be at Don Garlits for our show.
I will do that for sure.
But definitely it's a good time, and he gets new stuff in every single time. Like I was in it probably 10 years ago. Ashley's first time ever going in it was last year.
Yep.
And it was new stuff that I hadn't seen. And then we just went through it again when we went up to sign paperwork for this year. And it was more stuff that I didn't remember seeing last year. It's like, and then now he has the classic car museum too that's on site. So you get all aspects of it. And then also his garage is his personal collection of cars that, he's collected over the years of Model A Roadsters and passion projects of cars that, shouldn't have a Hemi in them, but they do just because, Mopar. But so unlimited, I know you got a budget on the 53, but unlimited budget, what are you building?
If I had an unlimited budget and I could find the car I want, would be a 59 or 60 Chevy.
Okay.
With a twin turbocharged big block.
All right.
Or Roots Huffer on it, big blower, with a hat sticking out of the hood.
Mm-hmm. There it is.
Yep. That'll work. So what about you, Cody?
This truck that we're building is gonna be his first truck, probably.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I don't know how much my car is still.
Okay. Hey, we all got to start somewhere, man. Ashley knew nothing before we met.
Yep.
She wasn't allowed in the shop, so and
and then I was the tool bitch for a
like
little
I said,
while.
I come from California, like I said, and our schools had an auto shop. My high school had an auto shop. And the schools here, the one school where I live in Clarksville, the small town, it's its own school. They got their shop teacher retired. They didn't fill it back in. So now they have no wood shop, no welding, no auto, no nothing no more.
It's crazy.
That just irritates me.
It's crazy. We have, in high school, I didn't have shop class. My dad, he grew up in Canada, and his whole high school was a technical college or technical high school, which is kind of like our community colleges. So he had an auto shop that had everything, and that kind of pushed their passion. But Wrenching for the Future, one of our advertisers, they do builds. They bring in semi or more well-known builders into a school for a week. Mm-hmm. And the kids build something under the guidance of people that know what they're doing. And some of the stuff that they come up with, I'm like, that's pretty. And it's not like, they're not $100,000 cars. They're more on the true sense of, beater, patina, rat rod, that style of car. It's use what you got and beat it to fit, paint it to match, or don't. It's fine.
Yeah.
But the bomb, which is right, we had them on. They were building the bomb, and it was a belly tanker on a Geo Metro frame, and it actually toured with the armed forces. So
wow,
that was pretty cool. But yeah, so
that would be pretty cool.
It's good, and it's good to see. We had Dave Lyons, one of the guys that's in the build off. He was actually on that build with them guys. But Cooley and a bunch of them guys that are, I think Cooley might be in the build off too. I think I saw that.
Yeah, I think I've seen that name.
So he has his Model A is one of the reasons I was building my Model A, is because his Model A is nasty. But so I think he's in the outlaw, like, no budget class though. So
yeah, I think
they can, you'll see.
Is he the one that's building the semi?
I think
there's somebody, and I can't remember his name now, in the outlaw building a semi truck with the.
That might be him. He's that crazy. I know that Mike Wheeler was talking about. I think he's doing a tow rig too. I think. I don't remember. I talked to so many of y'all, man. All y'all get together, but to see some of the creativity, and I'm glad that some of the guys that he picked, there's some guys that are known. There's some guys that are coming up that I've listened to some of their ideas, and I'm like, all right, like. And then there's guys that literally are just like, I'm going to build whatever I feel like I can do, and the goal is to make it there. And I'm like, that's basically, I mean,
kind of our goal.
Shit, I got 2 cars, and I'm just trying to make it to a show. They're kicking my butt now, but
I'm not I like the rat rods. I've never the group of people I helped out in California were guys who one of the guys, Jordan Quintal, he is a named builder in Escondido, and I kind of grew up with him helping us and that other stuff. And my buddy's dad, when I got thrown out of high school, and I helped my buddy's dad as a mechanic, and he knew Jordan and all of them, so I got to know Jordan through him, and it's like they were all hot rods. I mean, multi-million-dollar hot rods and stuff. Jordan has won the Riddler Award.
Okay.
For a company, I think for his company and another company, and so I'm not used to the rat rod stuff, so this is kind of a learning curve.
Well, and this is a good lesson. The rat rod, the rat stock build off, and this build off seems to be more catered to what a rat rod is actually. So that term has gotten so misconstrued. And don't get me wrong, there's people that did it in the rat stock build off, and there'll probably be some of it in this one. But the original coined term of rat rod was from Hot Rod Magazine, and all it was an unfinished hot rod. It wasn't a purposely shittily welded car. It wasn't, go get the milk jug and, super glue it to the back of the car just because, you want to put that on there.
Yeah.
It was, they're very well built. Very well built. They just don't have paint. Or, Ashley's car is factory paint. It still has factory. It's about to not have a factory motor in it, because that joker's giving me problems, and I have a small block sitting there.
I just ripped that thing out of there.
And that's what I'm saying. But I got to get a Cadillac out of the way first. So, because I'm struggling. Me and wiring don't get along, and that car's been about 8 wires shy of running for about a month now. And I just haven't tackled the wiring because I don't want to mess it up, because it's a Holly unit, and I definitely don't want to fry that. Yeah. So I've kind of been like avoiding it and doing everything else around it, and kind of like hoping that the commercial mechanic ferries come in and do it while I'm not there or something, But
I'll cross my fingers for you.
Yeah, it's there's something pretty special coming for that car, so I'm excited about it. And after our show, it's going to Georgia to get painted. So then
the plans of the truck are to fix to try a lay frame for Cody for school, and then the frame. When we bought the truck, when I got the truck from the guy, the frame was somewhat done and painted black already.
Okay.
So, but the body's not painted or something. It looks like it's been sitting for a while. I know the guy I bought it from had it for 5 years, he got from a guy who had it for, I think he said 3 or 4, and it sat because they just didn't finish it. And he was going to finish it, never did. Well, I'm going to finish it for us.
Yeah.
And my plan is to leave it painted, the frame painted, fix it what I need to do, paint the frame, maybe paint the inside or just paint it black, but leave the outside all the way we bought it.
Is it still on a 53 frame or is it on an S10 frame?
The way it looks to me, it is on a 53 frame that had work done to it.
Okay. Does it have it? Does
it has Mustang 2 front suspension on it.
That's a good platform to do then, because trying to bag any 50s car, Ashley's car is a 54 Chevrolet 210, so I'm trying to decide whether I want to throw Mustang 2 underneath of it or do an S10 front clip or cut and bag it stock suspension, because it needs to be on the ground. It already sits close to the ground static. She needs to be able to lift it to get over speed bumps, but because we ain't little.
Oh, yeah, Florida's probably a lot of them.
We ain't little. So I've already lifted that car.
Problem.
I lifted that car 3 inches when we bought it, so we could both ride in it together. Like it was stupid low, and now it's just stupid low. So, is it a step side, fleet side?
Step side.
Okay.
Hell yeah. So running boards, lay running boards.
That's what we're gonna do.
Hell yeah, man. That's gonna be cool. That's definitely
that's
definitely one of my bucket list builds.
I had a 57 pickup truck, and I want to do that. So that's one of my other ones I want to do is a 57 truck, or 55, 56, 7 truck. Also, I'm a truck guy myself, but I don't mind cars either.
Ashley likes she likes the 60 to 66, but I've limited her to 63 to 66. Really, 64 to 66. As long
as you don't have that eyebrow hood, you're okay.
Well, so 63, they went to the better front suspension. And then in 64, they did away with the knee knocker. So really, I'd prefer for it to be a 64, 5 or 6. She wants a fleet side. I honestly think step sides look better, but that's,
I have to agree with her on that year truck. The fleet side do look better.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. Big billets under fat fenders.
Some trucks do look better. Step
my buddy had a 63. I helped him build. We put a 454 board out, 30 over, roller cam, 9-inch turbo 400. And it made about 700 horse. We could run down. When we first put that thing together, we had 292 rear end gears in the 4.9-inch, and we didn't realize it. And I was cruising down Interstate 15 at 150 mile an hour. Let out the gas, and it was still just pegged. And it finally caught us.
Yeah, sometimes
we lowered that with we put 71 Chevy truck spindles on that one. They fit if I remember correctly, the spindles fit the ball joints of the 63 Chevy truck.
Yes, all the way up C10. Basically, that was when they switched to basically all the way up to square body.
Yeah.
Yeah, the control arms are a little different, but you can use square body spindle or square body control arms to suck the wheels in a little bit if you're trying to tuck big wheels.
Yeah, yep.
But
we just had he just put back when I was a kid, we just put the back when I was a kid it was 15-inch anything,
Yeah. and that's one thing with, our slogan being, younger generation trying to keep hot rodding alive. When we started it, I called ourselves the younger generation. I'm realizing that we're not. We're kind of like in the middle, and I'm just not accepting it yet. Like, he's the younger generation.
Yeah.
but it's weird because we're kind of in the middle. So like, I admire a small block Chevrolet, but I'm also not offended if it has a hood and fenders if you put an LS or a Coyote motor in it. I'm also not
I'm not either.
I'm also not offended. Now I am offended if you put an LS motor in a car that doesn't have a hood. That just nah. And I'm not offended by big wheels.
Me neither.
I'm not offended by big wheels to a point. Don't get me wrong. I will own one, and it'll probably be for like 10 minutes. I'll probably drive it once, and I'll be like, this is so stupid, but I want to own a donk so bad just to say I owned it. Like, and I probably, like I said, I'll probably drive it and be like, oh, okay, I'm good. So if I could I'll put this out in podcast land. If you have a donk and you want to let me drive it, you can ride with me. I ain't going to do nothing stupid.
Just go right.
I just want to get because those wheels are too big, but I just want to get my 26 fix and be done. Our neighbor has a dually on 26s.
On 26s?
Yeah.
What year dually?
16, 17.
Jesus.
26 Forgiatos. So donk rims.
Oh wow. I deliver steel for a living. I haul steel for around Iowa.
Okay.
And one of the places I delivered to here in Waterloo, they were working on a guy's car, 30-inch on a 4-door Caprice.
Yeah.
And the tires were like this. I'm like, and the roads in Iowa, from all the salt and stuff, they are not the best roads.
Yeah.
I'm like, how much is that tire? The guy's like, I couldn't afford it.
Yeah. So the Cadillac was originally being built to go to West Coast Customs for a podcast build off. And my plan, I got a buddy that was from out there, and he's like, what's the plan for the car? And I said, well, it's going to lay on the ground, 20s. He's like, you going to drive it to California? I said, yeah. He goes, rethink the 20s. And I was like, nah, man, I like 20s. I like big wheels. He's like, nope. He goes, if you're going to road trip the car, man, he goes, you're not going to want to try to snatch a 20 out from underneath that car if you blow a tire. And I went, yeah, you're right. He goes, leave that jugger on 15 white walls. He said, it looks good. He goes, you have more meat. The tires won't warm up so bad. You can go drive. He said, you ain't got to worry about it. I was like, you're right. I hate that you're right, but you're right. So it's going to have hubcaps.
Well, you could go to like a 17. It wouldn't be that bad, I wouldn't think.
So with the way it's a 62. So with the way the 62s, well, 59, 60, 61, 62, they all have a similar rear suspension, similar enough.
Yeah.
You can't get the airbag to drop enough to get the tire out.
Oh.
So you have to fight it. So yes, you could, but you're probably still going to have to drop one of the arms. So I tried to do it in the shop and carport, and I had to jack the car up, put it on jack stands, and then jack the opposite side of the axle up and let the side hang, and then deflate the tire, and then pull the tire and rim off, and then leave it deflated to put it back on. And I was like, this sucks. And I was talking to one of the Cadillac King guys, and I'm like, man, how you get a tire off? Because his stuff is on 20s. He goes, you don't? And I go, what do you mean? He goes, if you get a flat tire, he goes, you call AAA and tell them take you to a tire store. He's like, and if you're at the house, he goes, you just unbolt the bottom arm to get it to drop enough. And I was like, that is absolutely, it's silly. But
yeah,
in order to make them tuck without, because you don't have to cut the floor. It'll actually lay with a stock frame. You don't have to C-notch it or anything for those years. 63 and 64, you got to cut a tunnel for the drive shaft to actually come up into the trunk. But earlier models, you don't. So it'll lay on a 29-inch tire, which is what's on it now. I'm going to go to a 28, help a little bit, and also go back to a little skinnier tire, but it'll be on white walls. It'll be on 15s. Taking it back white. Pretty cool white. And then I'm letting Psycho with Psycho Fab go absolutely nuts on the roof. I don't know what it's going to look.
Cool.
I don't know what it's going to look like. I'm not going to know what it's going to look like. He's going to paint it. Originally, when we were going to California, I wasn't even going to see it when it come home. I was going to leave it in the enclosed trailer until the day we left, and I was just going to drop the trailer, and the internet and me were going to get to see it together for the first time. Now, it's not going to California, so I get to see it when I go pick it up. But actually, I'll be up there for most of it. But yeah. So with the build off, awesome that you're doing it as a father and son. How old are you, Cody?
I'm 16 right now.
Okay. So this is you're coming around to this really is going to be your first ride. That's pretty cool, man. So
my first truck was a 70. My dad gave me my first truck was a 72 Chevy 3/4 ton that I told you about. My dad gave it to me, and I'm like, you know what? My dad he gave each of us our own first car, and I'm like, well, I'll give you your first car, And I said, this was going to be it right here. He goes, okay.
So do you have any experience with air ride, or are you learning on this build?
This is going to be my first experience with it.
All right. Well, if you have any questions or concerns, reach out. I got a couple peoples. I
have been watching YouTube.
hey, you know what? And that's a good thing about all the information that's out there is pretty much anything that you want to do. Somebody out there has done it. Maybe not to your specific vehicle, but one that's got similar characteristics.
Yep.
Unless
There's
it's a
guy out of
4-door
San
Model
Diego,
A or a 62 Cadillac. No one does anything to them.
Well, there was a 55 Cadillac that popped up here for $2,500 that I'm like, God.
Yeah, y'all's marketplace is different. Different. Yeah.
But I know Cadillac parts are not cheap.
They're not. That's why there's not a lot of. I'm not buying a lot of OEM stuff. I bought it. I took over somebody's project, so he had bought a lot of stuff for it. But trim wise,
thank God for that, right?
Trim wise, I'm filling the trim holes. I'm not putting trim back on it.
Yeah.
There's a 60 some light bulbs in front of the doors on those cars.
Jesus.
I'm deleting probably 50 of them just because it's not necessary. Well, there's 6 just on the front fenders on the caps for turn signal indicators.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, I don't need all that. I'll be making the longest left turn ever, maybe, but whatever. I signaled. It might have been 2 miles back, but I signaled. But
yep.
So you have it. It's on rear air ride. Is the front on air ride already, or? I
have A-arms for it.
Okay.
That came with it also, but the guy who did it before used I'm guessing either cut a Mustang 2 out of another car.
Okay.
The cross member, and I'm like, I gotta look at that. I was gonna put it in the garage. We got I picked it up the week before Thanksgiving, and I said, yeah, we'll get the garage cleaned out. We'll do this, we'll do that, put it in the garage. Well, no. So then we got 13 inches of snow on the ground. I'm like, oh, no. So now I got to wait for the snow to melt so I can get in the garage and start.
I remember that picture because we have a listener that's up he's in Illinois somewhere. Yeah. Piatone, something. And he sent me a picture and I was like, what's that stuff? And he's like, it's snow. And I went, yeah, nah. Because it was, like I said, it was before Thanksgiving. I was like, nah. And then we also have another listener in Toronto, Ontario, and he had posted something about like, oh man, I wanted to take this car for a test drive before the snow hit. I was like, yeah, it's 70 here. And he's like, oh yeah, we hope to be in double digits by the end of the week. And I'm like, what? He's like, it's negative 18 here. And I'm like, what the God. I don't even know thermometers went negative.
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to move.
But with that being said, there's something about y'all have an advantage that we don't have with having a winner, an actual winner. Y'all can put your stuff up and do stuff. So, like,
that is true.
The reason that I'm butthurt about both of our cars being done is we're missing show season because it never stops. Like, yeah. That's why we have two cars, is so if one breaks, we have another one.
Yep.
And now her car's throwing a temper tantrum, and I'm still in the process of building the Cadillac. So it's like, but whenever we bring a car out, we always say like, oh yeah, I'm just going to make it to this show, and then I'll bring it back and I'll tear it back down and I'll do the frame. And that never happens. Like 5 years later, you're like, oh yeah, I still haven't painted that frame. Because
not enough time in the day.
You just drive it. You don't want to tear it down. It's working so good. Why do you want to take it apart?
Yep.
So I do envy y'all a little bit.
My goal is to still have it. Try driving it around this summer to get the other bugs, see if I got to work, rework something or whatever, whatnot. And then, they're doing a rack stock again this year, I think. No build off, but they're having
they're doing a rack stock,
thing. If it's drivable and good, reliable, maybe take it there too and just get a good long drive on it. Is my goal, but I got to knock on wood and pray the Lord we get no more snow for a while.
Well, and that's and it's you're thinking right with taking it and kind of getting the bugs worked out, but also with the build off, you got a bunch of great guys, and there's quite a few of them that are right around you. So you'll have people with you to, if anything happens, because that's the big thing with down here is like, I don't mind driving, but I'd much rather drive with 5 or 6 cars than just me. Even though I'll fix it. I just want somebody there on the side of the road to go, hey, catch it. Because you run into it. And that's the one thing I've noticed with all of the builders that we've had on so far is they're all willing to help. They're all willing to, extend an olive branch out and kind of be here for what this is all about. And that's growing the community and showing people that you don't necessarily have to have 30 grand in a car for it to be cool.
100%. 100%. That's,
you just can't build a Cadillac.
The only person I knew was Darian and listening to people and talking on Facebook and stuff and saying hi and all that. The community is amazing. I love it. And it's an eye opener because California, they have some, but they really don't help out that much. Like if I have my friends that would help me, that had their stuff, but it's a whole other. That's a West Coast thing, Here, if you need something, hey, call me. I'll come help you. Or what? And I told Darian, if you need help, call me. I'll come out and help you. No big deal.
And that's the thing is
that's anybody that's doing this. If I'm close enough, I'll drive and help you if I need to. If you need it, call me. I don't care.
Yeah, the West Coast is more car club. You got your car club brothers and sisters and all that, and you kind of get grouped up like that. The East Coast influence. There's some of that, but it's not as big. It's just a whole different vibe. And even what we do to cars, because like a West Coast custom is different than an East Coast. West Coast got, the bombs that if it had a factory option, it's got to be on there, and the chrome and that stuff makes me. Some of the cars that we seen out there, I was like, man, you got more money in dealer added accessories than I want to have in a whole car.
Yeah.
But
You mean,
I will say they also drive the teetotal dog snot out of their cars. You know, it is absolutely amazing to see them guys. I mean, we're at Turkey Rod Run is one of our shows that we try to make every year, and it was pouring rain, and they're hopping down the road with their tops down, blaring their music, having a good old time, leaving, and I'm like, oh man, those cars are getting absolutely destroyed. Next morning, they rolled in doing the same exact thing, and the shining like a diamond in a goat's ass. They had went home and polished them up all night long to make them look good for the next day, and they were right back doing the same thing. And I'm like, that's passion, man. And you see that in the rat rod community or patina cars or whatever, as you can see the passion in the builds, and it's really cool to see the community come together, because it's always a risk when you step out. You know, Jeremiah bringing it up and being like, hey, I'm going to do this. There's always a risk that nobody's going to want to show up or nobody's going to do anything. So to see it, all of y'all kind of grab a hold of it and be like, all right, no, we're going to do this, is super cool.
Yeah, I'm very excited for this, and for him to experience what this is all about and what this culture is involved, you know, in, and all that other stuff. To, you know, have him see if he wants to pursue that passion of cars and whatnot. You know, I'm hoping it is, but he could do what he wants. He's gonna be his own man. So,
just remember, my piece of advice to you, bub, is just remember that no matter how bad it gets, walk away from it, come back with a fresh mind. Because sometimes, and Ashley and she can confirm this, you're beating something in, and it ain't going, and without being too vulgar, I'm saying, you know, screw this car, screw what this, you know, I got big plans for the car. Screw them plans. I don't even know why I'm trying. I'm sucking up. Why is this sucks? Blah, 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 blah. And then, you know, screw it. I ain't even trying no more. And I could literally walk to the other side of the carport and throw it, and it would go in. Just because now I don't care. Just take a second, walk away, and be all ears when you're around, you know, when you're around your dad, when you're around these guys that are in this build off, you know, keep your ears open, keep your eyes open. The car community is amazing, but you're also going to meet people in it that you kind of got to prove that you want to be in it. A lot of the old cats don't want to give knowledge to somebody that don't want it. Not trying to be preachy, but you got these kids that want to come up and they act like they want to be in it. They get knowledge, or they get, you know, you ask somebody's opinion of something and then you do the complete opposite of it. Well, now the next time you ask that person's opinion, they don't want to give it to you because you ain't listening no how. So why am I going to help you? So just keep your eyes and ears open, and it'll all come around. And who knows? You might get a badass ride out of this one, and that might be it. Fortunately, you can kind of take it wherever you want to go, man. I did a lot of projects with my dad, and then we kind of went our own separate ways for a little while, and now I'm getting to go back and do some projects that he missed me learning. So it's kind of like, hey, we're going to do this. And he's like, what? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do this. And the smile that he gets on his face is worth it. You know, man, I didn't know you could do that. That's what I'm talking about. And he's always going to be proud of you, no matter what. And it's very, very awesome. I was very excited when you said it was a father-son team, because one of my first builds was with my dad. We built a little small tire S10. And to hear your dad saying that he's going to give you the truck, or it's going to be your ride, it's going to be your first ride. I bought an S10 when I come of age, split it with my mom and dad. And then my dad was on the hunt for a square body. He found it. He gave it to me. You know, I was like, man, you're looking for this truck. He'd been looking for this truck for years. He's like, you want to drive it? I'm like, yeah, drive it. You like it? Yeah. And I ended up with a truck. And, you know, you can go, there's so many different avenues in the car world. I'll tell you, like I told the gentleman that helped us get started and was out there in the West Coast with us. I knew that face as soon as I seen it. He said he just wishes his dad was there to see it, because it was the only piece of shit. It was the only piece of shit that he ever built that his dad said was the less piece of shit. And what's cool is the 55 Crown Vic still had his dad's rims on it. And
wow.
He don't even own the car anymore. The one agreement is, I sold you the car, but if you ever take the wheels off, I get the wheels back. And it won top 5 mild custom at the West Coast Customs Nationals.
Oh, wow. Cool.
And, you know, Ken Sainer with Bad Idea Customs is the person that invited us that now owns the car. They shot paint on it and they did the lace roof. But Brian, you know, he built the suspension and the interior and stuff like that. So to see that, and as soon as I walked up, I had walked away when he learned that he had won the trophy, and I was walking back and I seen Brian, I seen that face, and I was like, man, what's going on? He's like, it won an award. And I was like, hell yeah, man. And that's what he said. He said, man, I just wish my dad was here. And it made me think, because fortunately my dad is still here, and it's cool that we get to cruise together, and our tastes in cars are completely different. They have probably one of the cleanest, most original 65 Fairlanes that I've ever seen. And everything in my yard has to be set on it's got to be set on the ground. Something weird's got to happen. I got to chop it at, Model A with, tunnel ram 6 inches above the roof that shoots flames just cause. And there's so many different ways you can go about it, man. And to see y'all, I'm really looking forward to following y'all's build, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing y'all. We're going to try our best to get to Mississippi to see some of y'all's rides, man. And definitely want to, if we do make it, man, I definitely want to shake y'all's hands, because it does mean a lot. But
thank you, man. That's when I told Cody, yeah, we gotta go to Mississippi. He goes, what? I said, yeah, I know I have some. I'm hoping I can make it too, because I got some things that I got to deal with for some court stuff for lawsuit. I'm not sure how long it's gonna push out, but I'm shooting. Hopefully, we get it done and get it over with. So I'm hoping, with my luck, the way it goes, sometimes it's gonna be on the same flip of time I gotta be there. But
it'll work out.
We are shooting.
It'll work out. It always does.
We're gonna be there. So
yeah. So what is there a show or event that y'all try to make every year?
We got Des Moines has a good guy show that we go to. We try to walk around that. I want to go. Minneapolis is only about 5 hours away, and they had Back to the 50s up there.
Yep.
And I have not made it up there yet. And I kind of want to go there. But like I said, and there's also Waterloo does their 4th Street cruise every year for I think it's Memorial Day. they have a cruise. They cruise up and down the streets, and then they have a big parking lot. And then they have the Friday before they had the fairgrounds. They have a big car show there, and you can win some awards there and all that stuff. And we go there. We try to go there as long as I'm not working too much, depending on what my work schedule is and all that stuff. So
very cool. Is there a show or event that you've never made that you would like to make?
Actually, I just saw it on a YouTube channel I was watching. That turkey run down in Florida.
Yeah.
Turkey Rod Run or whatever it is at Daytona Beach.
Yep.
I saw that. I'm like, I gotta go.
That is
just to see the enormous cars.
Yeah, that is one of our. We didn't make it this year because we don't have a car running. But that is one of our shows that we make every year. And there's also a rat rod show that is the same weekend. So that's the one good thing about Turkey is Turkey itself is the swap meet. They call it a car show. It's really not a car show. You just pay for basically good parking. But you can walk around and see a bunch of cars. They got car corral, swap meet, and it's at the International Speedway. So, I mean, it's huge. And then now they've incorporated Turkey Nights, which is basically the cruise in front of the Speedway. And as long as you're doing stupid stuff safely, the cops don't usually bother you. The blower guys will be there with their little cackle fests, and it's cool.
Yeah.
And then also there's offshoots. So like the Bad Apple show is at the Iron Horse Saloon. It's Bad Apple Rat Rod Bash. Probably one of the coolest trophies that Ashley's ever won. I said on a podcast I wanted to win one, and then she went and won one. So it's a CNC cut Bad Apple. They had last year they had Pro Street, Destination Daytona. There's a bunch of stuff that goes on, so you're not necessarily. It's kind of like 15 shows in one.
Wow, that's cool.
And it glows in blacklight. So the year before it was American flags. So I said on a podcast, I'm like, I want to win one of them. And then we registered her car and she won one.
Well, where did you want to park?
Jerk.
It's in a family.
Yeah. No, it's her car. I mean, it's tattooed on me, but we were washing it. We weren't letting Jesus wash it. We were washing it actually for something. To put the flood petrol on and to make it a little shinier. And I was like, this is the ugliest car ever. And she's like, I like it. I'm like, you can have it. I'm building a Model A. And since then, it wins awards when it goes places now. Like, it was just me. I'm its bad luck, I guess.
Well,
I never registered it for anything because I don't care about trophies. I'd rather get a cool trophy than a plastic little, dust collector. Yeah. So
I just want to be able to cruise. I don't give a shit about trophy. I just want to be able to be there, cruise, and have a good time.
That's it. For our show, which anybody that's listening to this, it happened. You should have been there. We do custom skateboards, so we can duplicate them. It's a skateboard, but then everything else on it changes. So last year, I had printed up the logo, and then what choice we did a podcast choice, a lady owned, lady driven, and then a furthest distance driven. We ask all our advertisers to build trophies. We ask all our car clubs to build trophies. I'd much rather it just be a cruise, though. There's just so much stuff.
Doing this stuff? How long have you guys been doing all this stuff?
2 years. Actually, it's not even 2 years yet. We're 10 days away from 2 years. The show itself was our anniversary. It was our 1 year. And it was kind of like I want to be the first show of the new year. So it's always the first Saturday. But I'm not the big participation trophy guy. So I would rather make it like hanging out with your buddies. So we try to mimic 50s, 60s era, pulling up at your buddy's house, 6-pack of beer or a case of beer and some pizza, wrenching on each other's stuff, or, just hanging out, bench racing, shooting the breeze, catching up with old friends, meeting new ones, expanding the car community. And it worked out pretty good. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's going to work out pretty good this year too. Don Garlits will be there. So,
yep.
So it's, kind of like hanging out in front of Don Garlits' garage. I mean, there's probably no cooler place that I could think of. So, well,
did he bring any? Did he fire off any of his cars?
He didn't last year, but we had Randy Jackson with the Gasser Garage. He has a slingshot dragster from that era. It's a chassis research replica. His girlfriend is from Oklahoma. She went up to Missouri, picked him up and a homemade trailer with the dragster, and they came to Florida for our show. And he fired it up. Don remembered the car, so that was pretty cool. So seeing him and Don ride around on the golf cart, shooting the shit about cars at our show was pretty cool. It was kind of top 5 moments in my life.
Yeah, it sounded like it to me because he was up here at Cordova, Illinois for one of the drag races up here, one of the big drag races up in Illinois, and I met him and got an autograph. I was like, that dude's like just a living legend.
And still, he's still pushing it.
Yeah, and that's, what is he, 94?
If not, he's close.
Yeah, I thought I heard something about his birthday about the NHRA the other day, or something like that, but I don't remember now. But I was in a school and they told me I needed to do a book report. I'm like, okay, whatever. And so I found his book, his autobiography, and I'm like, wow, that dude's been blown up, broken half, foot cut off.
Yep.
Oh man, I was reading one part. It always sticks with me. He blew the rear end out of the car. And blew his foot off, was hanging by a tendon.
Mm-hmm.
They loaded him in the ambulance. They closed the door, realized his foot was still sticking out of the ambulance. They opened the door, threw his foot on him, and closed the door again. I'm like, ow.
And then was back at a national event like weeks later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he engineered, like the got tired of getting blown up, so he engineered, came up with the rear end dragster, and they told him that would never work. And that dude's just an amazing. My phone's red. I don't know why.
Well, now he's doing electric stuff.
That dude's an amazing gearhead,
Oh yeah, and all platforms, and he's also super, super nice guy to talk to.
Yes,
he's always joking. Every time we go up there to sign paperwork, it's always awesome if he's there because he'll make little jokes, and it's like, creepy old man jokes, or that's dad jokes or granddad jokes, I guess in his case. But he's 93. He'll be 94 in January. So, I mean, but he just had surgery. He got cochlear implants so he can hear again. Like a month ago.
All them blower noises probably made you deaf.
Well, back then they didn't think about it, And
I don't. That's my downfall. I can go to an NHRA event and not wear earplugs. So
I took Ashley the first time, and you always got to put them next to the starting line and watch one of them take off, and she handled it pretty good. By the end of the day, we're both standing, and everybody's like, they're getting ready to fire a car up, and everybody's backing up, and I'm like, cool, get out of my way. Let me burn my nostrils, man. This is why I come here.
Oh, let me cry some happy tears. Some nitro tears.
Well, just to see, and roundy round racing, F1, everyone can contribute, and there's been awesome guys in all sports, but just the sheer amount of power in a 3.5-second run and try to make a motor last 3.5 seconds at full throttle. Just that just blows my mind.
You didn't have to come back. Didn't have to come back to the pits and tear it down in what 75 minutes and make it run again.
But it's like, like I'm gonna let the clutch pedal out, and it may or may not make it a quarter of or 1,000 feet now. And watching, I forget what video it was, but they were showing the amount of fuel per cylinder.
16 gallons per cylinder, I think it is.
And it was like, it just showed like a toilet bowl of fuel. I'm like, yeah.
Yep.
And it's gone. Yeah. Or the technology that has come along from that. And NHRA has done a pretty good job with keeping up. They just changed the rule books where newer cars, I don't remember the year cutoff. It's newer than our crap. But if they're faster than, I think it's now, they went up to 990 or 9 seconds with 9 seconds flat with them. Cause there for a little while that the new Challenger, the Demon or whatever, you couldn't even take it to a drag strip because you'd get kicked out because it didn't have a cage.
Yep.
The new ZR1.
The 2010 I think is the year that they if it's 2010 and newer, you don't have to have a cage up to like 9 or under 9 seconds. Now, if you're faster than 9, you have to have one. I think it is.
Yeah,
if you're not
the technology in the OEM world. I mean, I'm not as old school as the guys that was like, oh, I got a 350 with 250 horsepower. I'm the man. But like, I remember 11, 12 going to the drag strip and like, if you made 1 horsepower per cubic inch, your motor was right. And now you see 4 cylinders making 3,000 horsepower and you're like,
problem is, like, I can't stand the sound of the 4 cylinders. They sound clunky.
Yeah. It's an acquired. My dad ran rail buggies for a while, and VW based, obviously, and they're 4 cylinders. So when they had a 4-cylinder race, it was the Weed Eater motors, and then you had the rail buggy guys.
Yep.
And nothing. It's all unique. And I wish flatheads didn't cost as much money as they did, because nothing sounds as good as a flathead, but also nothing hurts your bank account like a flathead.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, I had to rebuild one. My buddy's dad. We had to rebuild one of those for a guy, and I was like, just kept on getting I'm like, ouch, ow. I'm glad I have one of these.
Well, the dude that I bought my 32 pickup from, I broke his heart by telling him I was going to build a rat rod, but he thought I meant rat rod of like glue and stuff, and I was like, no, unfinished hot rod. And he's like, oh, okay, but I was like, I'd love to put a flathead in it because it's 32 truck. And he's like, well, it's the most money you'll ever spend to go slow. And I went, hey, you're right. And I know of small block, so I was like, I'll just put a small block in it.
Yeah. The engine that I was building for my drag car I was trying to build is a 383 small block with twin turbochargers.
Okay.
Not LS, old school small block. I have a injection intake for it. I have everything to do that. And eventually that truck might get it for him, maybe.
Yeah.
We were hoping to put 1,200 horsepower in that engine, so
that's healthy.
If I do get it running eventually, I might keep it at 11, maybe 1,000 for him.
Make it live.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is it's funny because you hear these numbers, and I got a good buddy that's a pretty well-known tuner up in the Northeast, and he was talking about it. He's like, these guys come and they're like, I want the biggest number. And he's like, you're literally on the ragged edge. He's like, I'd much rather He goes, you want to see a big number? He said, I'll show you a big number. He goes, but I'd much rather, knock her down to 80% and you'll still be able to go have fun. You still can't use all the car.
Yeah.
And it's going to live because max effort doesn't live long. And in a street car application, you kind of want it to live to be able to get to the house. There's another piece of advice. Don't beat up your daily.
Yeah.
I know you're going to, because we all do.
Yep.
But
For the first year.
Don't do it. It's got to take you to school. It's got to take you to work. Remember that.
Yep, for sure.
It sucks riding a school bus as a senior in high school. Telling you.
From experience, do you?
That's C10 I was talking about. For graduation, my mom and dad were like, well, we can get you a new car or we can buy you a motor. And I went, well, motor it is. So the plan was I was going to pull into the race shop Friday before spring break. We were going to yard the motor out. We already had the crate motor sitting on the stand. We were going to slide the crate motor and transmission back in it, take it to the exhaust shop. Monday morning after spring break, I was going to be able to drive my truck back to school. Well, we got the motor out, and hey, I ain't got money for AC, so we might as well shave the firewall while we're here. Well, if you shave the firewall, well, you might as well paint the firewall. Oh, if you do this, you might as well do this. So Monday morning, I'm on a school bus because my truck ain't back together yet. And then about a week later, it went to the exhaust shop, and I finally got to drive it to school. But yeah, that was good, healthy fun. Used to go to Walmart, set car alarms off with, because the exhaust was straight.
Always the best.
It was always nice. It was great. It was awesome. Now I'm, everything's quiet. I just like everything quiet.
Quiet?
Yeah.
No.
Not quiet. I like minimal loud in my old age.
Loud with black smoke.
My Cummins might have an 8-inch tip on it.
I have a 5-inch straight on my Cummins. But...
Yeah. It's 6-inch from turbo back, fleece cheetah. Yeah, that truck's retarded. Yeah. I couldn't find one though.
Yeah, I think mine's stock right now. I have the exhaust. I have it's
weight loss.
DGRs, all that's off it. Thank God I had no deafening either. Thank God for that.
Well, that was funny because I was looking, we had sold our house and I needed something that I towed a 31-foot toy hauler with a half-ton Chevrolet Silverado with a 4.8 motor, and it towed it. It did good. I probably couldn't have stopped it if I wanted to, but it towed it. And I was like, well, we don't know where we're going to land. I kind of need to be able to move this if we got to go somewhere. And I'm like, we were doing good. And I'm like, I think I'm going to go buy me a Cummins used. I can't afford a new truck. Well, looking around, I'm like, man, 5, 6, 7-year-old trucks, they want like 20, 30 grand for, man. I was like, I can't do that. And then I found this truck in Alabama, and I'm like, it's a good deal. And I'm looking at the pictures, and I'm like, there ain't no bulges in that pipe, so it's got a little weight loss. And look, there's stuff that's not plugged in, so that's cool. And I was going to use it as a bargaining chip when I got up there. Be like, hey, man, y'all can't sell this with all this crap missing. Like, I got to put it back on. Well, apparently Alabama doesn't think that way because they're like, nah, we sell it to you. And I was like, well, dang, I was just trying to get money off. I wasn't really going to put it back on. I was just trying to get you to pay me for it. And then, so I bought the truck because it was cheaper to drive to Alabama twice than it was to buy a truck around here. And then we sold the toy hauler. And I was like, oh, I don't really need that now. So then I bought 2 cars. So now I need a big truck to tow 2 cars if they're ever on a trailer. I don't ever foresee them both being on a trailer at the same time. But hey, who knows? Justifiable.
Exactly. What year's your Dodge?
14.
Okay, mine's an 11.
Yeah, it's a 14 on 37s, 10 inches of lift.
Oh, I'm too fat for that shit.
Fleece cheetah. The turbo went out, or it was throwing a code for a turbo out, and I was looking. It's got the variable VGT turbo, so I was looking, and I'm like, I could buy the modulator that may fix it for X, or for like $500 more, I can buy a new turbo that's also a VGT turbo. Why not just get bigger turbo? Justifiable.
How is that turbo?
I love it.
I'm going to get one for my truck.
It lights off really well. It doesn't do, and it I don't know if your truck has it, but my truck has the exhaust brake and all that. It allows you to keep all that crap. So like a second gen swap, you can't.
That's why I want to keep it, because mine has that.
Yeah.
And I want to keep that because I do plan on towing, an RV or something eventually one of these days. And I'm like, I want to keep that. Of course, now they have stuff that you can put in place of it for another better one. But it's factory, might as well leave it there.
Yeah. And it's all it is the vanes of the VGT closing. But the stock turbo, that's one of their fail points. And like I said, I was pricing it out. I'm like, I don't know if it's because it was throwing the code for vanes not, or VGT not functioning or out of limit or whatever. And it was like, well,
the range out of limit.
If I buy it and I put it on and it don't fix it, I still got to go buy a turbo. So why not?
Yeah, and then you have to go ahead.
And so I was like, why not just buy a turbo?
Well, my turbo went out, and you have to. Mine through the same code for the actuator not working.
Yeah,
and you just buy the actuator on there. You have to have it calibrated.
Yes.
I'm like, Just, mine was under warranty, so they put a new turbo on it. So I'm like, thank God for that.
And I keep getting the your truck's up for a recall. Not today, Satan. I ain't taking that joker back. You ain't telling me I got to put all that crap back on it. Although EPA just lightened that up. You can now delete trucks again.
I haven't looked into that. I heard they were going to do something about that. I don't know if they did or not yet.
They're not chasing nobody anymore.
Because they found it's all a bunch of horse shit anyway.
Well, and that's fun. It's, big trucks, that's where my beginning of my mechanicking, or professionally mechanicking, was semis. And it's hilarious because I think it was Cat and Cummins went overseas because they said it wouldn't pass emissions here. They weren't willing to put everything on that would make it pass here. So they went over there and took the EPA test over there, and it was better than with all the shit over here. And it was like, you don't need to inject bat urine. You don't need to burn half the property down because it decides to do a regen and shoot flames out the bottom of the truck. Because there for a little while, everybody wanted grass burner exhaust. And it's like, okay, well, you're regenning in the middle of a field and it's throwing magma on the ground. It's garbage. And it's like, and then the glider trucks, I always want a long nose truck. I'll build something, but because I definitely can't afford a semi. I can't afford a new pickup truck, more or less a new semi.
Yeah, I hear you.
So, what is one piece of advice that you would give somebody that's trying to get into the car world?
Or a piece of advice for your son.
Or a piece of advice that you'd pass on to your son?
First build going into this?
If you enjoy cars, find out what part of it you want to do and pursue that area. If you don't like working on a car, maybe you, like you said, like paint, or maybe you like, engine building or welding, or, find out what area you like. Try it all first.
Or talking to 10 people on the internet.
What's that?
It's talking where 10 people can listen to you talk every week,
Yep. I think as I grew up, I got lucky. My dad had his things. He taught me, things, this, that, and the other. And I grew up loving cars, listening to the sound, loving the mechanics of it. And then helping him work on it, because he had his own dozer. So I got to help him work on that and run that. I was running heavy equipment at 8 years old, and working on it, wrenching on it, and it just got me into all of the aspect of working on cars, trucks, tractors, whatever. I loved it all, and still do.
My dad tried to talk me out of working on shit. I didn't listen.
He didn't do that. My dad was a dozer operator. He owned his own dozer, and then we started building golf courses together when I got thrown out of high school. And then come on,
Chloe.
And while I was waiting for to get the job with my dad, I helped my buddy's dad, and he was a mechanic, and he had a 34 Ford chopped. He had a 39 Chevy. He built a 56 Ford. He built this. So I got to learn how to and help him do things like that, and it's just something I loved. And when I got thrown out of high school, when I was in an auto shop, we had Wyotech come in, Wyoming, and talk to us about getting our scholarships and all that stuff. And when I got thrown out of high school, I had a full ride scholarship to go there, and I got in trouble. So my stupid ass did that. So
jeez.
I will clarify. My dad told me not to do it for a living. He said it takes the fun out of it.
I can't, being a plumber. You don't want to fix your own plumbing in your own house.
And that's what he meant. And I didn't listen. We actually worked in a shop together. He was daytime, I was nighttime. And I realized, you don't really want to work on stuff when you get home. Kind of takes the fun out of it.
Nope.
But luckily, we got out of cars for a little while, got into bikes, and then kind of after me and Ashley got together, we did the bike thing for a little while, and then once we got this house, we decided we're going to get back into cars, and now we have a mildly successful. It's listened to in 19 countries, so I guess it's more than mildly successful, but and it's really awesome because there's so many different avenues, and even partial avenues. If you get passionate about paint side, there's pinstriping, there's airbrushing, there's graphics, there's bodymen, and all that I just listed. I am not. I don't have the patience to pinstripe, airbrush. Nah. I'm gonna learn how to be a bodyman, I guess. And the motor side, everybody needs, and it's cool, especially because you'll get a friend group together, and one person will be really good at wiring, one guy will be really good at motors, one guy will be really good at this, and y'all will build some cool ass shit together, and then you'll grow up, and there'll be kids and jobs, and trust me, stay as young as you can for as long as you can. It's a trap.
Amen.
It's a trap. I can't wait to be old. No. I'll go right back. The whole bills and JOB, they can keep them.
Yep. Yep. I went to work at I worked with my dad when I was 10. I got thrown out of high school at 17. I went to work at 18. Been working ever since.
I always say, like, I just want to, like, talk and build and cruise hood rat shit with my hood rat friends. If I could just get paid to do that, we'd be good.
Oh, hell yeah.
So before we run through our list of advertisers, is there anybody that y'all would like to give a special shout out to?
Jeremiah for letting, and you guys for putting us on here, and Jeremiah for putting us in the build.
Hell yeah.
My dad, he listened from the good Lord above, let's be good, have a good time, and kick some ass.
Yes, sir. So make sure you go show Why Not Fab some love on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. You go to Throttle Addict, use the code word Hot Rod. You can save 15% off. Johnny Jalopy killed it on the logo. You can check him out at Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And you should have checked him out at the Hangout 2026. Low Income Clothing, Low Income Photo. You can check them out on Facebook and Instagram. Wrenching for the Future. We talked about them a little bit earlier in the episode. Helping kids getting back in the shops. You can check them out on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And a special shout out to Psycho Fab. I promise I'm going to bring this Cadillac up in the best shape I can. Can't wait to see what you can do. Really do appreciate y'all guys coming on.
We appreciate you for having us.
Till next time, guys, get out and drive your shit. Later.
See ya.
Later.
Bye.